Welcome back to our YouTube series, our first year in Provence. And this is
July.
There are lots of flies. There are lots of flies in July.
Loads of flies.
July the fly.
Firstly, we want to say a huge thank you and welcome to all of our new subscribers. We are so pleased to have you here, and we hope that you enjoy our journey of renovation and life in France.
This series, if you haven't seen it, is all about our life in France, our first year of that. And we've just passed the halfway marker now, end of June into July. So we thought we'd do a slight change to the format. We're going to do a bit of a Q&A and some quick fire questions towards the end to really show you exactly what it is when you move abroad and go to a new country, and hopefully answer some of those burning questions you might have yourself.
So there are 5 topics we're going to cover.
5?
And then we'll do quick 5 questions.
Okay.
Topic 1, visas and admin.
The best topic
George's
ever.
favourite. For each topic, we'll just give you a brief overview of where we are in that journey, and then we'll do a best, worst, and a piece of advice.
Where are we?
We are coming up to the end of our 1-year visa in France, because we actually got it a little bit earlier than when we moved out and started these videos. So we are now starting to apply for our carte de séjour, which is the 4-year visa, and that's the next one that you get after your 1 year. And currently, I'm gathering all the paperwork and struggling to get an appointment at the prefecture. And then more broadly with admin, we are kind of midway through importing our car. We've gotten the girls a place in creche. We are registered and set up as auto entrepreneurs.
We're in, basically.
Yeah.
Everything is in. It's just there's the finishing details on a lot of things, apart from the visa.
Yeah.
So, tell me your best from visas and admin. I mean, wow.
Best from visas and admin. We started on a really strong one here, but an important one. Okay, best would be when we got the girls' travel applications. You're supposed to pay €50 each for their travel card.
This is for our 2 baby girls.
Yeah, we have twin girls. And the guy was just really kind and just waived the fee for us.
Yeah, we're like, brilliant.
Like a really lovely person in French bureaucracy. So that's my best moment.
Oddly, my best is also about an experience with somebody who's dealing with a paperwork bit of it directly. And that is coming back to the country with a UK passport, with a French visa, and just basically having to tell people, I've got a visa. Like, I've never had to do that before. It's like, I have been here for a little bit more than 90 days, but there's a visa in there, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that just feels like that's a cool experience. I like that.
Worst. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously the admin is hard work. Worst bit, probably when we went to get our visas, the first one, and I was like, what, a month post babies?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were a month post babies, and it was just, I forgot.
This is in the UK.
We were in the UK. We had to travel up to London because we weren't living there anymore with the babies. It was pouring down with rain, as a theme here, and we could only go in one at a time, and there was nowhere to wait with the babies, so we were walking around outside with 2 screaming kids.
Yeah.
Didn't really know what we were doing. We were only a month into it.
Not a family-friendly place.
And it was just so stressful and horrible, and I forgot a major piece of paperwork, which eventually we sorted out.
Yeah.
That's probably my worst moment so far.
Okay. My worst moment is much more basic. It's probably just that you need slightly different versions of the same bits of paperwork, like a slightly different version of how your passport is scanned for different applications. So you're like, cool, I'll just send off the one I have in the files, but no, I actually need to go and redo it and resize it to a
Make sure
different
it's got
format
the 1
different
centimetre
department.
around the edge.
Because no department talks to any other departments, like in every country, but somehow here it's just a little bit more pronounced. Advice, you've definitely got the advice.
Yeah, I would say one piece of advice: invest some money into getting a visa agency to help you. If they're not cheap, but if you can find a good one, that they were actually not too crazy. We used Asta Management. I'll give them a little shout out because they have been really good.
AFTER.
Yeah, AFTER. I'll put a link in the description. And Vivian and the team were there have been amazing at just doing the initial move. So getting that 1-year visa and then getting us settled in country with all the different bits that we needed to do. So I recommend that.
Yeah.
Topic 2, social life and hobbies. Where are we at with that?
You're doing better than me. Social life and hobbies. We are getting there slowly. We've had, obviously, this big building behind us that has taken a lot of our attention, as you'll have seen from the videos if you look back. But we've spent the last couple of months really trying to develop our social life in and around the village we live in and around the towns around us. Currently, for me, it's just flies that like me. But Jazz has actually made some friends, so that's good.
Yeah, I have happily made a few friends. I will say having the kids does help. Like, that's kind of how we've met people, and it's been lovely. And yeah, we've started to gather a little bit of a social circle, but it's slow. You know, that is something that friendships kind of happen over time, and you can't force them, and they have to be quite natural. So we haven't put any pressure on ourselves, but it's starting to come into fruition.
Yeah, nice.
And also in our community, we've made an effort, right? We've made a real effort in our community, in our village. We go to the bakery, we go to social events there. We speak to people, we let people know what's going on. We give our neighbours baked goods, we go and check in on them, you know, we offer to help at things. So our community life is good.
Yeah, it is it's strengthening. And I think we're in a good position as to where we thought we'd be.
Yeah.
We both lived abroad before, and you know that you don't make lifelong friends in the first 6 months, but in a year you'll make acquaintances. Then a few years time they'll actually be proper friends. So we're in a good place now. We're in a much better place than we were a few months ago.
All right, best bits about social life and hobbies.
Best bits about social life and hobbies.
Oh,
Mine is probably a hobbies thing, because I like cycling, both mountain biking and road biking. This place is amazing.
yeah.
That's blown my mind and my world.
Mine's the same.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, to have a place where doing your hobby is your front door. You don't have to go anywhere to do it. You can mountain bike down the mountain. We can cycle on the beautiful Provence roads into the Luberon. It's amazing. So yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, mine's exactly the same.
Worst.
Oh, like sometimes you just miss your friends. Like, you do. I don't know, you know, your friends you have at home, and that's hard. That's a hard part of moving countries. And luckily our friends have been really kind and come out and visited, and we've actually got 2 of my girlfriends coming out this week. But yeah, that's quite tricky.
You do miss your old friends. Yeah. For me, it's honestly having very young children and not having your evenings to go and socialise. Right? We don't really have a babysitter system set up here very much, except when family come to stay. So that is something we're looking into. But obviously we're not just going to leave them with a randomer and go out. But a lot in the summer here happens in the evenings. There are lots of big social evenings, as well as social days, but big social evenings that we want to go and enjoy. So that is something that we'll definitely do a lot more of next summer.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with not doing it now, but I do miss the evening social life.
Yeah,
that's babies. That's not about being abroad.
Yeah, that'll be the same.
Advice.
No, you give advice for this one, I think.
Advice.
You're doing so well.
Advice for social. Yeah, I know. So
anyone who knows George will be like, why is he giving for social advice?
Advice for me personally is, and this may sound really obvious, but join groups. Find groups that do what you like doing. So in our case, running clubs, cycling clubs, things like that. There are clubs out there. You may need to find them through word of mouth.
You found like a cycling club through going to a cycling event as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Yeah, and probably let me try back on that. Word of advice: put yourself out there. Go and do things. That's it. Like, basically, you will never meet anybody if you stay at home.
Yeah.
Get out there. Be uncomfortably open in going to places, but you'll benefit from it.
Yeah.
Topic 3 is language, la langue française.
I'll do this in a minute, but basically we came to France with Jazz having done some Duolingo and George having lived in Paris for 2 years, quite a few years ago. But George with like a much better kind of basic understanding of the French language, and me with a very basic understanding of the French language. So we didn't come with nothing, but we didn't come with too much. We have ourselves kind of been slowly developing that over the past 6 months. But recently we decided to step it up and invest in some French lessons.
Yep.
So we're taking 2 classes a week each, one on grammar and one on one speaking class.
Yep.
And it's really helping. Best bit about language here.
Best bit on language here. Knowing some bizarre words and being able to throw them into conversation that I've picked up over the years. I quite enjoy that.
Okay, best bit for me is I just really enjoy learning language, actually. Like when you're getting it and you are feeling like you're improving, it's really good. It's a really good skill that you don't get in quite the same way if you live at home and try to learn it.
True. Worst bit?
Worst bit is not feeling like yourself when you're communicating to people, not feeling like you can get yourself across. And I always think like, no, this sounds really crap. It sounds really crap, but if someone speaks English to you and their English isn't great, then you maybe don't feel like you're getting a full sense of that person. And so I know that I'm that person, and I'm probably there like, what a beautiful day. It has rained a lot. You know?
There's a lot of discussion about the weather, which is not actually something we talk about that much.
Yeah, so
except in this series.
I feel like that's the worst bit. It's just, you're like, you feel a bit, I want to be myself, and I can't communicate in the right way.
Yeah.
For you?
Having to learn a new language. It's that simple. Life would be so much easier if we all talked one language, but then we'd have no variation in culture and it wouldn't be that interesting. But yeah, just having to do it again. I did it all in school and I wish I'd remembered it. So if I could get a time machine and go back and tell off younger George and tell him to work harder and remember it.
George still hasn't done his homework for the class that we've got today.
No, but please going to help me.
Hello, love. Come on. Oh.
So, piece of advice, what would we tell people about language?
I would say if you're taking on a lot of other things, like we are being parents the first time in a renovation, like go easy on yourself. You don't have to learn it all in the first 5 minutes. You can't learn it all in the first 5 minutes, and that just takes time. But I would get language lessons.
Yeah, at some point it has to be a priority, but it's not number one first priority that you have to do. Get settled and then do it, because trying to do all at once and going, I'm in a new country, I must learn the language right now, that's a lot of pressure on yourselves. And I think we've left it later and that we can now enjoy it. We're excited about doing it. We've got a bit of headspace.
Okay, next topic, work.
Work.
Where are we at with work?
I've gone back to work a little bit, dipping my toe in the water, doing some travelling for work. It's good to have some income again from that. So that's okay.
Yeah, for me, I have started looking for work again, and it's slow, honestly. Like, just put that out there. It's hard to find work at the moment. Lots of people are looking for jobs, and it's a competitive market.
Especially in the remote variety.
I'm just chugging on. I'll find something. It's a numbers game.
Exactly. It will. You just got to keep going.
Yeah. Well, let's get best and worst for this one, because like everyone knows what best and worst is with work, but let's do advice.
Advice. Well, we haven't looked for work in the local area, really, is one thing, but that's difficult with language. So I'd say advice for this, if you're going to move, it's a lot easier if you have a job where you can either transfer it immediately when you're remote. This may sound obvious, but transfer it immediately to remote, or work for a company that has an office in another country that you're going to. Again, sounds obvious, but it's quite hard to find. Or you are fully freelance and have clients that you can work for
lined up,
and projects lined up. Because where we are, because we've moved quite rural, even though there are towns and cities not far away, it's not like you can just go and get a sort of office generic job in an industry quite easily around here, because the industries are quite different.
My advice kind of, well, I know we're just giving one piece, but it follows on from that, which I think, be open to other job opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, you probably aren't going to find the cookie cutter of what you did before here, and that's okay.
What you want to do.
You know, we're like, YouTube is a whole different ball game for us. This is all new, and this is a strand of our work that we are doing. Yeah, we're trying to be open to different opportunities that come our way.
Next topic.
Rural versus city. Where are we at? If you didn't know, we used to live in London and now we live in Provence. So we have completely changed from city life to rural life.
And rural life is winning massively.
Yeah. Well, so between us, we've lived in quite a few cities. We've lived in London, New York, Barcelona, Paris and Madrid. So we are quite used to city life, but we just love it here so much.
No, this is a big win.
Okay, best?
To be able to walk around naked. Alternate best, sticking your head out the door any time of the day and just hearing birds.
George has an app that does bird songs, so he's just always like,
what am I listening to? What's out there right now? It's a golden oriole.
Golden orioles outside again, babe.
Yeah, I can now whistle a golden oriole.
Okay, my best is, oh my God, I have so many. It's actually so hard to pick. The privacy, like the openness that we have here, just, we don't really have any neighbours.
We have no gates, but we have incredible privacy because of the space.
Yeah, the dog can run free. It's just amazing. It's amazing. Privacy, space, freedom. Worst?
Having to drive to more places. That's it.
Sometimes it is a bit annoying not to be able to go and get like a really good 8 flat white somewhere.
Yeah, that's about half an hour away.
A piece of advice for moving from the city to the rural world. I think you just got to know that you want it, because it is a complete change.
I would say, yeah, don't have gone without having lived in the countryside before, if you're doing it in another country.
Or at least spent like a lot of time in the country, because maybe not realistic to live somewhere.
No, we both grew up in the countryside,
Yeah.
so we knew it was going to be what we wanted.
Yeah.
We weren't like city slickers our entire life.
Yeah.
And then, countryside, fantastic, it fits in.
We just basically got to the point in our lives where we were like, we would go back to the city from visiting friends or family or whatever, you know, in the countryside, and we dreaded it. Like, we were dreading it at that point. And
Yeah.
I think if you're there, then yeah, you're ready to move.
Yeah.
Okay, on to our quick fire topics.
Quick fire topics. Oh yes, different place. New position. Quick fire questions.
Okay, I've written a few down.
Yep.
Favourite French word?
Ooh, poussette. Poussette, buggy. We have a double poussette. And I just think poussette, it's just much nicer than buggy. As a buggy. Poussette. That's a double poussette.
I do love convoy exceptionnel, because
Wide load.
whenever we're walking around with a buggy, people are like, oh, convoy exceptionnel. We're like, oui, grand
It's quite wide. It is quite wide, yeah.
Well, large charge, wide load.
Yeah, large.
Large charge.
Big load, yeah.
Favourite French food?
Okay, we're vegetarian, so this is a little bit tricky. But a friend of ours has a restaurant called Le Baz Alpine, which is in the town near us, Forcalquier. So shout out to Marcus at the Le Baz Alpine for making an amazing sandwich called the Monty.
Big grilled cheese
Big
sandwich.
grilled cheese sandwich. It is
Delicious.
not French, but it's the best. So it's really nice food that we've had whilst here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say yes, some generic French foods. There's lots of wonderful food, but being a vegetarian, I really appreciate Marcus's Monty.
Yeah. I would say one of my favourite French foods is a madeleine.
Yeah.
And there is a place in Aix-en-Provence called Madeleine de Christophe, and they do these chocolate chip madeleines.
Nice.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Red, white or rosé in France?
Depends on the year. It depends on the time of year. Depends on the year. Well, it does depend on the year, people would say. It depends on the time of year. Generally rosé at the moment. We drunk a lot of red, very little white. Rosé has been probably the most consumed so far.
Yeah, it's like
You?
crazy. I do. I mean, sitting here in summer in Provence with a glass of rosé, like not much beats that, honestly.
Yeah.
So probably rosé.
True. For the next question, we're going to move because we are swarmed by flies.
Yeah.
Bye. Find the vegetables. Next.
Okay.
We're away from the flies a little bit. Just the potager.
I don't know. It's still here. Thing you miss most about England?
Very little. What do I miss most about England?
I know.
What?
Robinson squash.
Robinson squash. Yes.
Free access to
Robinson squash. Oh yeah, yes.
I'm a squash addict.
And the biscuit selection. So next one is what surprised us most, or surprised you most about living here?
Probably how quickly I felt at home here. I think this just feels like home, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world.
Well said. I 100% second that. Finally, best and worst of the last 6 months.
Oh, I mean, it's probably telling that it's hard to think of a worse moment. That's probably good.
Yeah.
A good sign. I'd say just the amount of admin. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
And the best, there's so many I could choose from. But in winter, we went skiing and we drove 2 hours to get to one of our favourite ski resorts.
Yeah.
And it was just the best feeling ever, because I was like, this is where we've chosen to live, where we can do all of these amazing hobbies. And I'm looking forward to going home after going skiing, which has never happened either. And we're in the snow and it was sunny, and I just loved it so much. That was amazing.
That was beautiful. Worst for me is actually a renovation one. The amount that this house leaked that we weren't prepared for. Down the chimneys, bits of the roof.
Here's the walls.
Down the sides of the chimneys.
Down the floor.
Up through the floor. Leaky old houses. It's a real thing. Best? The best moment?
So many, isn't
There
there?
are so many. There are some really rewarding things. The fact that our veg has grown beautifully down in the potager. We have copious amounts of fruit and veg. I said the cycling was brilliant. The race I did the other day was wonderful. But I'd say the best moment. I really enjoyed when we cut down all of our trees. That sounds horrible. If you haven't seen a video, we cut down 8 massive trees. Seven massive trees. It was a really fun day.
All our family were here.
All our family were here.
It was a really big family
group
day.
effort. Like it really, I enjoyed that so much. And it was a really cool video that we made about it as well. So go and watch that if you haven't, back in our playlist. I think that was my best day, actually.
Yeah.
But use all the tools I have. Chainsaw, tractor, chains.
Everything out. Drones.
Chipper, brilliant drones. Yeah, it was great fun.
And that is that. That is us halfway through our first year in Provence. If you have any questions for us about what it's been like, please drop them in the comments, or any advice yourself about if you've moved country and what has made it successful for you, please let us know, because we are all ears.
And hopefully other people may want to know as well. So drop it in the comments, your bits of advice, and we can hopefully share that all and benefit as a community together as we all either are abroad or look to move abroad or just dream of it wistfully.
That was us for years when we made it happen. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we will see you for our next video in August.
Yeah, and before that, another renovation video.
Next week we've got a big renovation video coming. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye. Which way are we going? This way?
This way.
Right, might go this way.
Bye, Blue.